Hello, everyone. Welcome to Country Concessions Stuff My Stocking event for 2025. We are counting down with a whole bunch of quilting goodies for you to stuff in your stocking over a period of 10 days. We are on day number 7 today. If you haven't tuned in before, you can see all the different days on the drop down on our website, which is countryconcessions.com. Right at the top of the page, there's a drop down called Stuff My Stocking, and you can pick any one of the days there and see the products that were available that day. And those products are available for you until our last day, which is on December the 3rd. So if you haven't seen before, be sure to go back and check out those previous days and see if there's any goodies you'd like to add to your stocking. So day number 7 is all about beautiful, delicious color. I am so excited about what I've got to show you today. I'm not going to show you every single one of the items. You'll see them all on the website, but I'm going to go through quite a few of them. So what we have for you today are a whole bunch of wonderful thread sets from WonderFil, which is a Canadian company. So we're always excited to represent Canadian companies. These are pearl cotton. So these are beautiful, beautiful threads for hand stitching of all sorts of different types. You can use them for big stitch quilting. You can use them for sashiko. You can use them for hand embroidery of all sorts of different creative stitching. You can use them for visible mending. If you mend your daughter's jeans, she's high school or college, with visible mending, that is very cool, I believe. I'm old, so I don't know for sure, but you can just create the most wonderful stitches. And with these gorgeous, gorgeous colors, you can't go wrong. So we have all sorts of different thread sets, and I'll just go through these quickly. This one is called Sun. And these are from Alison Glass, who is also a fabric designer, and she has beautiful saturated colors in her fabrics, as she does in her threads. So this is the box called Sun. Beautiful, stunning colors. This is likely my favorite. This is called Fauna. Look at the richness of those colors, and I'm trying to avoid the awful reflections from the fluorescent lights. It's really hard to do that, but aren't they beautiful? In person, of course, you see colors a whole lot better than on the screen, but trust me, these are drool worthy. So I've been thinking I got to take some of these home as well. So we have both variegated and solid threads. This is an Alison Glass selection called Stars, and this is one of the variegated selections. So just get out of the reflection there, and you can see those beautiful colors, Stars. And then we have one that is another solid. This is called Flora. So again, really beautiful saturated color. And then I've got some of the WonderFil selections that are from the Eleganza collection, but they are not designed by Alison Glass. So again, we have variegated. And this one is called Canyon. So all sorts of kind of desert colors, really soft, beautiful colors. Then we have Passion. Again, a variegated collection with stronger colors in there. Lots of reds and purples, corals, very pretty. This one is called Pastels. This is a softer group. This is a solid group as well. And lastly, I've got the neutrals box. So this is great for all your neutral needs in your hand stitching. And you always need these wonderful neutral colors. So there are additional boxes on the website. They are 12 balls in a box. The solid colors are regular $48.99, so they are on sale, 20% off for $39.99. The variegated are $69.99 regularly, and they are 20% off, which takes it to $55.99. And they are as I say, positively drool worthy. I just want to take all of them home, but I can't do that. So I have to pick and choose. But I haven't done a lot of hand stitching lately, but this and watching our classes in the store, the hand applique class, the wool applique class, the English paper piecing makes me want to just dive in and do some more hand stitching again. We've got another little tool for hand stitchers particularly, but great for anyone. These are needle minders. So there are two needle minders. This one is called Home Sweet Home from Primrose Cottage, sorry. Very, very cute. And this one is Barn Star, also by Primrose Cottage. So they're really sweet needle minders. Here is one that I've taken out of the packaging. So it has on the back a magnet. It'll slide sideways very easily. A very strong magnet though. And I'll just move this down slightly. Sorry, my big hand in the way there. So what you can do is fasten this to any piece of clothing, and that magnet is strong enough to hold that on my shirt. And then I just pop my needles or pins against the needle minder, and it'll hold my needle safely. Won't poke me, but it's out of the way and I won't lose it on the furniture. And I hate sticking needles into the end of the arm of the chair or sofa and that's what I tend to do, because the cat can come along and snafu that thread. I have one cat, Dusty, who is just the worst thread eater on the planet. So I have to be very, very careful because we don't want to go there. So the needle minders keep it safe and out of the way, and also great for your pins when you're working with pins on a project and you just want to hold them rather than putting them in your mouth or sticking them in the furniture. So our two needle minders, the Barnstar and the Home Sweet Home, are both $23.99 regularly, and they are on sale for $19.99. Now, the last item I have to show you, this is just a stunning book. This is called Creative Stitching by Sue Spargo. Sue Spargo is South African born, lived in Britain, and is now in the States, in Ohio, I believe. But she is the queen of hand stitching. She, you will recognize her style, very sort of primitive style, but just exquisite needlework. And this is her Bible of hand stitching, and it takes you right from the very beginning of the process through to all sorts of different stitches. So at the beginning, she's got a little bit of a history about herself, but then needles and threads. She talks to you about how to choose your different materials, and then a lot of information about the different threads that she uses. She has a whole line of WonderFil threads, which is awesome. I say it's awesome that she's working with a Canadian company. And WonderFil, with their Eleganza threads, they've got a beautiful, beautiful line, but they have all sorts of other lines of threads and wools that are available to us. And then this beautiful book goes through the very basic stitches and just takes you through all sorts of different things you can do. And I've just flagged a few of the pages so you can see the kind of stitches it's showing you. So this is a really pretty double threaded back stitch, it's called. I just wanted to share with you a bit from this book. There's a whole bunch of different types of French knots. See here the different types of stitches. I just love looking at all of this, but also getting into doing some of it. Here's a sampler of all sorts of different stitch styles. Arlene, who is teaching our wool applique class, she has mastered so many of these different wonderful stitches and is teaching that, sharing them with her students, and they're just creating wonderful things. So each type of stitch, it tells you the name of the types of stitch. This is the raised fishbone stitch, and gives you diagrams on how to make that stitch, and then illustrations, beautiful photographs of the finished type of stitch and what it's going to look like in your work. So this is giving you a really wonderful education in hand stitching, hand embroidering, hand appliquing, and the types of stitches you can use to embellish your projects. And like I say, having seen a lot of Arlene's stitches, but other people as well, it is just so exciting to see what you can create. And it's available to all of us. They're not difficult. You just have to follow the pattern. The book is $57.99 regularly, and it is on sale for $46.39 at 20% off. So this is a little taste of what you can do when you slow down and sit and do something with hand stitching in a calm and measured way. It makes me feel peaceful just talking about it, but it's a wonderful thing to tackle in the wintertime when we're stuck inside. It always makes me think of curling up with a mug of tea and a cat and my lovely piece of handwork. So, a soothing, thoughtful thing to think about. I hope you'll find something today that you enjoy, and thank you all so much for all your orders so far. It has been lots of fun and wonderful, and we still have 3 more days to go. So, I will join you here tomorrow. Thanks again. Have a wonderful evening.